today's video is going to be on this colorful blue, I don't know, crazy eyeshadow look. I really want to get back into my creative side. One of my goals this year, or resolutions, I guess you can say, for the new year is to start doing more creative looks. I used to do looks like these and cut creases and just fun, colorful, creative makeup all the time when I was first getting into it, and I would play with makeup every single day, come up with new color combinations, new techniques, and I would just always play with it because it was my creative outlet, especially when I was in college, because I feel like in college there's not a whole lot of room for creativity when it comes to your classes. You know, you have to get a certain grade, you have to do certain homework, and it's not like you could be creative. Like, you just gotta do what you have to do. So my creative outlet in school was to do my makeup when I was at home in my apartment or my dorm, and that's just how I let my creativity out. Because I am a creative person. I do consider myself a creative person, and makeup's my way to release that. And I kind of lost that the last couple of years, or the last year, I would say. I've been more focused on my business and bridal makeup and natural makeup, and not so much on what made me fall in love with makeup, which is color and just having fun with it. So that is one of my goals this year, is to put out more creative content, especially on my YouTube, because I love doing looks like these. It's fun, and it's just, this is me. Like, this is so me. Not saying I would go out like food shopping in this look. Well, honestly, I probably would, but you know what I mean. Like, this is just what makes me happy. So I came up with this fun blue look. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and if you're interested in learning on how to achieve this look, then keep on watching. Hey guys, so I know I look crazy. We're gonna get started on this eye. Are you ready? I'm ready. So we're just gonna start off. Oh no. I just really like gouged one of my eyeshadows. That's annoying as hell. So we're gonna start off by priming with our Tarte Shape Tape. And we are just going to apply this. Oh, no, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to apply. So we're going to start off by priming our eye with this Too Faced Shadow Insurance. The key with a look like this is to really make sure that your eyes are nice and primed. Because, really, I just used my finger that had eyeshadow on it. Anyways, as I'm saying, the key to a look like this is to really make sure that your eyes are nice and primed and prepped, because you're never going to get the color payoff that you're looking for if they're not. The eyeshadow is just not going to stick right, and it's just not going to look the same. So always make sure you apply an eyeshadow primer like the one I just used, and then go in with a concealer like the Tarte Shape Tape. Or really any concealer, but I just like the formula of this for this step. And then just apply that on the eye. And don't forget to get in that inner corner there where there's darkness, because we get a lot of darkness in there, and then like in up close photos you can kind of tell if you missed that spot. Once your eyes are primed, you can then go ahead and set them with like a translucent powder of some sort. So I'm just going to really set them with my Airspun powder. I'm going to go in with this yellow shade from the 12P palettes. And you want to get a generous amount of that on your brush. And you're going to apply that directly into the crease. And it's okay to bring this pretty high up into the brow, because you're going to want to see that yellow. You don't want to just apply all your other crease shades on top of it. You definitely want the yellow to peek out. And with all your crease shades, don't forget to get in that inner corner as well. Okay, once you have that done, then you're going to take the next color, which is this green shade in the same palettes, Don't forget to knock off some of the excess. And you're going to go directly into your crease with this shade. Then go back in with the blending brush you used and just go over the edges because, again, like I said, you don't want to lose that yellow. Okay, now it's time to start adding the blue. So what you're going to do is you're going to just take the next shade, which is this blue shade. It's basically just like an electric blue, and you're going to just start applying that in the crease. Again, you're just applying this into the crease, but this one you definitely want some intensity. You don't want it to be so blended out. Since you already have the yellow down, you're definitely going to get more of a green out of this shade. My dog is literally pulling the slipper off of my foot. So I already went in with one layer, but I'm going to go back in with another layer, just to make sure I'm getting the intensity of this shade. And again, don't forget to go in this inner corner here. That's very important. And the reason being is because when you cut your lid space, you still want to see those shadows. You don't want it to just be blank. Sorry, so I'm going to go back in with the first blending brush I used with the yellow, and I'm just going to blend right here. So now you're going to want to go in with this shade here. And for this shade, I'm actually using a flat definer brush. I'm using a MAC 242, I forget. But basically an eyeshadow brush. And you're going to actually press this into the crease area and a little bit onto the lid as well. And don't forget to kind of create like a wing shape with your shadow. And then once you have the color like laid down, then you could go in with your blending brush and just lightly blend. You don't want to over blend. Obviously this look, it's important to be blended, but you definitely, you know, don't want to over blend because then all the colors are just gonna like run into each other and it's just not gonna have the same effect. You know what I mean? Alright, so now for the last blue shade, I'm going to go in with this shade here with a dense brush. And I'm really going to pack this on to the outer corner. And basically just like the outer V. And if you want, you can bring it a little bit on the inner corner. But to be honest, this is going to get covered up anyway, this shade, so it's not like you need to do it. Alright, so again, you want to go back in with one of the brushes and just kind of slightly just blend everything like so. Okay, now it's time to cut the crease. So I'm taking a concealer, any concealer will do. I'm using, if you're curious, ColourPop's concealer in light 20. And I'm just going to just start cutting the crease. You can use concealer, you can use MAC's Paint Pots, you can use, well, those are really the two things that I would recommend, but or actually Urban Decay's Primer Potion in Eden. Alright, once you're done cutting the crease, it should look a little bit something like this. And now I'm going to take this shade here, which is Zola from the Masquerade palette from Juvias Place. I'm obsessed with this palette. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna put this on the inner corner. It's very pigmented. I didn't even wet my brush for this, and it has so much pigment. So I'm obsessed with this, just this palette and this brand right now. I just think it's amazing. You're gonna focus that, like I said, on the first part of your lid, and use the tip of the brush to really get to the end of that concealer that you use to cut your lid. Okay, now we're gonna take the color next to it, which is Dahlia, and it's just a really beautiful blue. It's like a very intense cobalt blue. So now we're gonna use this to apply, like, kind of on the center of your lid. And again, this is one of those looks that looks crazy while you're doing them, and then it kind of all comes together like in the end. Alright, so once you have that shade on, now you're going to go in with another shade. And what I'm using is the Saharan 2 palette. This is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadows, and it is the color, I honestly cannot pronounce it. This is the color, I will link it down below, but it is this shade in the palette. I can't pronounce it. I don't know how do you pronounce it. So I'm going to take this shade and apply it on top of the first shade I applied on the lid. Alright, so I'm going to take that dark blue shade again, and I'm going to just darken up that outer corner and mesh. Actually, I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the lighter blue as well. And I'm just going to mesh the lid shade and the crease shades together, because there's kind of like a separation right now, and that's not what we're going for. Alright, so now I'm going to take this shade, Vega. Yeah, Vega from the Moon Dust palette by Urban Decay. And I'm just taking a tiny bit on my finger, and I'm just going to lightly press it over the cobalt blue shade. Nothing crazy, just a little bit, just to add a little bit of sparkle. And now, okay, now you're going to want to take like a pointy Q-tip and some makeup remover, and you're just going to want to just clean up that outer edge. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some wing liner. I'm just using black gel liner, just a wing, nothing crazy, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that I have my liner on, I'm going to take the NYX liner in Azure, which is the blue pencil liner, and I'm going to apply this generously to my waterline. What the hell is my dog doing now? Anyway, we're going to apply that to the lash line as well, just so the shadows have something to kind of stick to. And now we're going to take the second to darkest blue from the 12P palette, and on a flat definer brush we're just going to apply that on top of the liner. And once my foundation and stuff is on, I'm going to actually finish up the lower lash line, because it's actually not done just yet for me. And then I'm going to take the darkest blue and focus that kind of on the outer corner, connecting it with the liner. Alright, so next step is to take that beautiful bluish greenish duochrome color from the Saharan 2 palettes, and we're going to put that on the inner corner. And this is going to really brighten up that inner corner, and yeah, I'm just like obsessed. And don't forget to connect it with the lid shade. Okay, so now I'm going to apply lashes just to show you. These are the lashes I'm using. They're the same lash brand that I used in my last tutorial from Amazon. I'll link them down below. But now I'm going to go ahead and do my face. I'm not going to show the foundation and concealer on here just because we'll be here for hours and hours. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that off camera. Do you see my hands right now? What the hell happens? Oh my god, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Like, look at this. Anyways, I'm gonna go clean this up, put on my foundation, my concealer, and then I'm gonna come back to do bronzer, blush, highlight, lips. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna take the Aziza color again and just use that to highlight my brow bone. You wanna apply it just at the arch, right there, and just blend it downwards. Okay, so we're now finally gonna finish up the eyes. So I'm using a little bit of the green shade that we used in the beginning of the tutorial, and I'm gonna use that to kind of blend out the lower lash line. We're basically using all the same shades we used in the crease. So just gonna blend that out a little bit. And you can actually mix it in with a little bit of the blue too, just so it's not like just blue and then green. You know, you want to make sure they're faded into each other. Okay, and lastly, you're just going to take a touch of the yellow, and I'm going to actually use it on the same blending brush and just buff that right underneath the eye. And it's okay to bring this down pretty low because, like I said, this is supposed to be a colorful, creative look. It's not supposed to be like wearable, so why not bring it low? I mean, it's wearable, but you know, you're not going to be wearing this on an everyday basis. Once you do that, now the eyes are done. You just got to apply some mascara. Hold on, let me get my mascara. Okay, so lastly, it's time to bronze the skin, and we're going to be using a little bit of this BH Cosmetics bronzer. This is the Bombshell Bronze Matte Bronzer, even though it's not matte. I don't know why they say matte, because it has shimmer in it. It's like a slight shimmer, but it has shimmer. So anyways, I'm just going to use this to really bronze up the skin. I think when you do a look that's so dramatic, it's important to balance the face and the eyes and apply a decent amount of bronzer, because you always look paler when you have like really dramatic eyes on. I'm just gonna go down the sides of the nose. I don't really contour my nose. I've tried it so many times. It does not work for me. It just doesn't. I don't know what it is. It just, my nose looks horrible when I contour it. It's just, I don't have the nose for that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Shade and Light palette, and then I'm going to take the middle shade, and I'm just going to slightly contour with it. It's not going to be super harsh, you know, but I do want to add a little bit of structure and shadow to my face. And you can just hit your forehead with whatever's left, nose, chin. Alright, so now I'm going to take the shade Fiesty from Tarte, and I'm going to apply this as blush. And I like this because it's like kind of like a peachy shade. So it complements the eyes nicely. Okay, and finally for face, you're going to want to go ahead and apply a highlighter. I'm using Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics, and yes, I shattered mine and had to fix it, and this is like the third time I've shattered it. So annoying, but just the thing with these highlighters is they're very, very soft powders, so they're very easy to break. But I'm going a little bit crazy with the highlight, just because I feel like it. So, don't forget the Cupid's bow. And down the nose, we're just going to take Nude Truffle by NYX. I know I've used this like a million times before, but I just don't feel like searching through my collection. So we're just going to use this lip liner. Okay, next I'm going to take a little bit, not a lot, of Milani's lipstick in Matte Naked. And I'm just putting a tiny, tiny bit, just a touch of it. And now we're going to finish off, this gloss is so pretty. It is Bare Minerals Moxie Gloss in 24 carats. And it's just like a super glittery, beautiful gloss. Oh, wait. You know what? I changed my mind. As much as I love this gloss, we're not going to use it. We're going to use this shade. It is the Maybelline Shine Shots in 02. And this has like little reflects in it that are come off like blue in certain light. Alright, you guys, so that is it for this look. I hope you enjoyed this fun, colorful look. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, share the video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.